teeth.
Prove to dad that I'm not a fool.
A package that wasn't as competitive as we had all hoped. There was that big hope to be as quick as Max, a little bit better. Exposed a weakness of mine, a weak spot of mine. My driving style exposed a weakness of mine, a weak spot of mine to drive fast. COVID started to wear off. To be honest, I never wanted to be in Formula One.
Let's go, Lance! I got you!
It's backseat drivers time. Good evening and welcome to Backseat Drivers, hashtag number 33, the Max Verstappen edition for this year. Grosjean, we got to sue everyone because we're no good at driving. To talk about that and many other topics tonight, we've got Buffy.
G'day.
And Fudd.
Hey, how we doing?
Hey.
He's not suing anyone though. It's going to an arbitrator to decide on which way things go.
Doesn't matter. He's being a bitch about it.
You can't have your bitch session yet. We got to play the Dave's bitch session video first.
Do we just get straight into it?
Yeah, let's get straight into it.
It doesn't really work, Dave's rant of the week, if it's Buffy having a rant.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I haven't had a chance to fix that yet.
So do we go through some of the facts first, or do we just let Buffy go on his rant?
No, let's see some facts and then I'll go on my rant.
Right,
so, supposedly what happened early on in the season, Grosjean and Andretti sat down and they decided, yep, we want to continue next year. And they drafted up a contract, etc., handed it to Grosjean. He signed his portion of the contract, handed it back to Andretti, and in between all of this happening, he had his couple of good rounds at the start, and then he'd had his bit of a disaster at Indy, and then I think Detroit it was Detroit straight after Indy, didn't go really well, and that was about the time that he handed it back the signed contract, and they kind of went, let's not sign our part of the contract and see how this plays out for the rest of the year. So that's where he's, I suppose, progressively got more and more frustrated with the team as the year went on.
Okay. Still is a bitch.
I didn't actually realize all that part, but
who cares? The fact that he's okay, fine. He signed one side of the contract, but it's not a valid contract until both sides sign the contract.
Yeah.
And Andretti said, okay, let's hold off for a sec.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, they did something in good faith. Grosjean sides in. They've said, okay, let's see what he's going to do for the rest of the season before we commit to Grosjean. They've looked at it and they've gone, let's just slowly get rid of him and not sign the contract so that way he doesn't have to drive for us next year. Grosjean's obviously looking at that.
I think also in the middle of all that, then Ericsson became available, and they've also lost DHL.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and Grosjean thought he had a way back to Formula One via Andretti.
Yep.
Yeah, was that actually?
No, I don't think it was known. I don't think that was known back then. No way.
No. It just seemed this all kind of came out just after it got announced.
Just after it happened. Just after
Andretti got a halfway home sticker.
Halfway home thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And Grosjean thinking, yes, I can get back in.
I don't think he was ever going to be back in Formula One. He hasn't performed well enough in IndyCar.
Jeez.
No, it's a very strange one though, because he did so well at coins. And granted, sometimes team movements don't always work that great, but you would have expected, say, what's his name, Kirkwood, this year, going from AJ Foyt to Andretti, and he's gone and won a couple of races. But then you also do wonder, say, with Grosjean, McLaughlin did crash into him at St. Pete, even being a McLaughlin fan, like that was essentially Scott's fault. Both of them could have given a little bit of extra room, but that was Scott's fault. And then he was he second in Long Beach, or was he I think he was second in Long Beach.
Yeah, I think so.
So he actually,
season.
and then something happened in the first oval as well. I think Texas. I think someone took him out in Texas, where he was fairly strong as well. And you kind of go, had he not been taken out of 2 of the first 3 rounds, he probably would have been leading the championship. Yeah. And then you start with that momentum on a roll, where you're not.
St. Pete.
He finished
18th.
13th. He finished
Texas.
13th in the championship.
Yeah. The Texas 14th. He got a second place in Long Beach.
Yeah, and then, but I think someone took him out in Texas.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so he had two second places, so he should have been he started off strong.
He finished last in Portland. He finished last in Portland.
Yeah.
But you look at, and if he'd had that run at the start where it would have been kind of even say, second, third, second kind of thing.
Yeah.
He probably would have come out of Texas leading the championship, and then that totally changes your momentum for the rest of the year.
Yeah. I still like that Kirkwood had only 2 top 5 finishes for the year, and both of those are wins.
Yeah.
Good. So he won. Grosjean finished 6th in one of them.
Yeah.
The problem is they don't tell you where it is. They just give the name of the race.
Nashville was
that the big
position for Grosjean? Yeah.
So
he finished 2nd in Alabama too. So realistically, he was 1st or 2nd in St. Pete. I think he was right at the front of Texas, and then he had second, and then Indy GP was average. Indy he crashed out. Detroit he crashed out, and that's where it started derailing.
Yeah, and he was usually pretty strong at Indy GP as well previous year.
Yeah,
he got 10th of the first one, and hang on, I'm looking at the wrong person. Yeah, no, he got 11th in the first Indy GP and 18th in the second one.
So he did finish second in Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay, so
he was no Alex Palou.
Definitely not.
No, well, that's the thing. But then you do wonder if he'd had that reasonable start to the year, would he have kept that momentum going?
Okay.
Yeah.
So he had 2 seconds this year.
That were within the first 4 races.
Yeah, the
which
third and
could have
fourth races,
been.
yeah.
I'm just trying to. There's no actual report I can find on Texas Easy. What actually happened?
I can tell you. No, I can't.
No, you can't.
New Garden won.
Riveting news.
Yeah. Damn you, Wikipedia, not having all of the answers. He did. He finished 11th.
The race started at 12 p.m.
Good to know.
That's all I've got for you.
Yeah. So
I do remember it. I do remember it was my favorite race of the year.
Was that because New Garden won?
No. The 10-15 lap battle between him and Pato.
That was pretty good at the end, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was the PV. Okay.
Yeah.
So the problem is the way they do this is crap. The fact that they don't actually say where the race is. Like, for example, some of them say where the race is, but I didn't know Texas was number 2. It's the PPG 375.
Yes. Yeah. You know that's Texas.
I didn't know it was Texas. I'm a newbie. I'm a newbie at this still. It's been a while.
If you go to Wikipedia, it's got
it's on there.
STP is the first round, and then TXS is the second.
Okay. No, I'm looking at the official website.
Why do you guys keep going quiet? Can anyone hear these two go quiet, or is it just me?
It could be just you.
Might be just you.
Both of you sound good.
Boovies isn't going up and down. Yeah. You've got your sexy filters on.
I got my sexy filters on. No, I can actually. I don't even know how to do it. No, I can actually adjust my voice on here, so I can do like full walkie-talkie voice.
We're in the middle of a podcast. We're playing down
Professionalism at its best. Rob plays
Professionalism.
with his settings.
while we're on the podcast, while we're live on the podcast.
Where I go? There we go. I think I was somewhere there.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what
Yeah.
proper podcasting voice.
Yeah, exactly.
Proper podcasting voice.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Maybe it's actually my thing. Hang on.
While he
Try
works that
talking.
out,
Yeah.
while he's working that out, Dave. So, what do you think? Has Grosjean got a chance of actually being reinstated, or will the courts just say, or would I don't know? Is it going to a judge at all, or what's happening with this?
I'm
I don't
not
know- I
too
don't-
sure. I don't know what the end game is because essentially, then
Does he want
they're
money,
only
or
running.
does he want to?
I don't know. So
That's the problem. Is it for
Yeah.
the money, or does he actually want to be racing still? We just don't know.
well, I think he still wants to be racing.
Okay.
But the issue, I suppose, is that the seats are all kind of full.
And they're only going 3 cars this year, aren't they? Oh, next year.
Yeah, and Andretti's dropping back a car. I mean, in theory, they could still run a fourth car if they had to. But
But
would you really want to be there forcing them to run a fourth car that they don't want to run?
probably not.
Like, it's just going to look absolutely terrible. Well, Rob just
stuffs his face.
I think he's forgotten what we're doing here.
Exactly.
I'll just put him on mute while he's chewing.
While he's chewing, yep. I think that's a better right. that is a good option. But then,
Because I don't know about you guys, but all I can hear is chewing.
well, I can hear.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't need that.
no.
So that's all good.
All
right,
right. I'm done.
you're done. We are
This-
professional
this-
today.
This isn't off track with Hinch and Rossi.
Oh yeah.
You guys are still in and out of sound. It's very annoying. I don't know. It must be my. I made
Maybe it's
changes,
probably
all right.
with
I made
the
changes.
Speakers. Yeah. Well,
Oh,
the
speakers.
sound's good for us. So
Exactly. I can hear
Yeah.
both of you really well.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
it's not all
in,
this.
Yeah,
So
I'm
what do you
not
guys think?
sure what his end game is, and yeah, it's well, what do you do? Get a bit of compensation?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
you just don't know if it's going. What's it going? Is it worth it at the end? Who knows?
Mm.
We'll see what happens. Like I said, it's only just been put forward. There might be some
Yeah.
sort of settlement beforehand, but like you said, it's only going to arbitration at the moment. So it's just going to be lawyers talking to each other, trying to work something out,
yeah,
and then maybe you might go to next step.
yeah.
We'll see what happens.
So the other Andretti news this week,
Yes,
so they're going to be in Formula One.
nice.
No,
The 11th team.
they're not yet. They're not yet.
They have
It's
been
only been
approved by the.
Been approved by FIA, but it hasn't been accepted by the other teams.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to lose money. No.
Well,
Yeah.
as I've said many times before, my attitude on this is pretty much, well, fuck them. Like, it was set out ages ago or whatever when Andretti said they want to enter.
Yep.
You pay your $200 million anti-dilution thing and you
Exactly.
can enter. Now, it's not Andretti's fault that all of a sudden with the cost cap and Netflix boom or whatever,
Yeah.
that now that the teams are, magically worth more, and that so they're paying. They've set out some clear goals for them. You got to
Yep.
pay $200 million. Tick. We've done that. You got to get a
Yep.
manufacturer involved. We've got Cadillac involved.
Yep.
Tick. You've set up. Rah. Fucking let them in.
Exactly.
Like, if you want to then turn around and anyone else who wants to come in, it's $1 billion. Fair enough.
Exactly. Yeah, but they've
But-
already stipulated that to Andretti at the time,
Yeah.
and they fulfilled those requirements.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's a bit like if you sign a contract And then afterwards, you're a bit like, oh, shit, maybe I should have, asked for more money or, no, well, you signed a contract. It's your,
Too late. The price is set, whatever.
Yeah,
it's all
that's
set
it.
and everything. Unless you've got a clause in it to state that you can vary the price, but obviously if the FIA and Liberty Media didn't, so tough.
Yeah. And it's not like because they're like, oh, well, you can buy one of the existing 10 teams. And like, well, they did try and do that, but it didn't. So they were like, well, fuck it. We can't buy one. We'll go and make our own team.
Exactly.
So,
and why not?
Yeah.
It'll actually be better for the sport too. 2 more drivers. We get
exactly
some in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
More opportunity for younger drivers to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it. Because at the moment it is a very closed shop, and you're getting guys like Hülkenberg and Magnussen that are just tootling around.
But from what I've read, there's been 70% drop from 2022 for mentions online for F1.
Yep.
New follower across major accounts is down 46%, and overall social media reach is down 64% this year. I think the drive to survive
bubble is
which I think a lot of it seems to come from Max just winning every race.
Yep. Well, you've got a perfect storm on this though as well, because you had you had two seasons of Drive to Survive already out, I think, when the whole pandemic stuff started. Yeah. So you had an opportunity then. I think then the third season came out during the pandemic. So bang, Netflix, you had 30 episodes or whatever that you could binge watch, get right into it. And then F1 was probably one of the first proper sports to really kick back off. 2021 was actually quite exciting. You had kind of, two titans going backwards and forwards during the season. So it was quite good for new fans to watch. And then 2022, we kind of had the rise of Max, as much as people are against that. But it wasn't a straightforward cakewalk. Now everyone's returning back to normal life. Where there is a bit of a saturation of Formula One at the moment, probably.
Too much.
Yeah, and other than a freak occurrence at Singapore, we know that Max is going to go and win. Every race, So even as a hardcore fan, when there's so much of it on and you already know the result, you start going like,
I'll watch the replay. I won't watch it live.
Yeah, well, I do that quite a lot. But even like this weekend, like I'm going to be very immersed in Bathurst, etc. I'm like, well, I might not watch the Formula One until, potentially even Tuesday night after I've done, because I'll end up doing my video and stuff on Monday night. I haven't so much got the motivation, especially being in Qatar too.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So
it's going to be the night.
So we should refrain from telling you how much Max won by then.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I will probably still get up at 4:00 on Monday morning and watch it because I talk a big game and then
Well, I'm disappointed because the sprint race is on Saturday night, Sunday morning, really. So I'm going to have to get up and watch that before Bathurst because otherwise I'll ruin it somehow. So it's going to be a big day of motorsport Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll see how I go, but I'd nearly think that I might watch qualifying and then not worry with the sprint at all this weekend.
Oh yeah, because the qualifying is before the sprint, so I'd want to watch.
Well, this is where my
favorite part.
Yeah,
this is how the sprint starts it up.
Which it's fine for us, but I have heard, like on other podcasts where they, where people do have day jobs and whatever. And as they're saying, like in Europe, it's the qualifying then ends up at 2:00 in the afternoon or whatever on a Friday.
Yeah.
when you're at work.
Yeah.
So whereas, as they said, like you might be able to sneak in a watch on a Friday afternoon because it's quiet in the office or whatever, or you get home and watch it. But then they're essentially missing qualifying on the Friday afternoon. At least with us, like it ends up being the Friday night or Saturday morning kind of thing. So it's not as well for this weekend, but on a normal weekend for us, it might be say the Friday night, which that's probably a little bit more manageable. But it is like, but I find Bathurst weekend hard because like tomorrow afternoon qualifying's at 4:00.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be home then.
So then there's top 10 shootout on Saturday afternoon, but the actual qualifying for the race is tomorrow afternoon at I think it's 4:15.
Okay.
Which is a bit of a difficulty depending on
problems. Do they have problems with slow cars on the track at non-qualifying? And not enough room on the track?
That's why they have a big 30-minute session at Bathurst.
Exactly.
so you can get your runs in quite easily. But yeah, they will sell it. Everyone will go out with like 2.5 minutes to go. So yeah,
typical.
Yeah,
they're waiting for the track to ramp up.
Yeah,
they're waiting for the track to ramp up, get rubbered in. The normal stuff for racing.
Yeah,
but so it's going to be interesting, Andretti. Hopefully they do get in. It gives us another team for 2026, and I want to see 22 drivers on the field. Why not?
They'll have to change the qualifying for sure. Because they're already complaining. There's too many people going slow trying to get the
I think they just need to tell them to suck it up.
Yeah. So basically, if their engineers basically got to say, okay, fine. Sort them out, work it out. If you've stuffed up, you've stuffed up. That's it.
Yeah.
It's
4:15 for quali, apparently.
Yeah.
There are these people who are still working at 4:15.
Yeah.
I will be.
I'll finish at 2:30 tomorrow.
Oh, you lucky man.
Yeah.
Although technically I started work at 6:40 this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't wake up till.
I was up at 6:20.
I woke. I was supposed to be up at 5, and I got up at 10 to 6.
Oh, jeez.
I really didn't take my time getting ready for work.
Not good.
I really hope my boss doesn't watch this.
Probably not. Also, while we're doing something.
Yes. What are we doing?
I'm just checking Matt's flight to see where he is. Bermuda Triangle. No, somewhere over the Pacific Ocean.
He doesn't care about us right now, so why do we care about him?
I don't know, I just want to see where he is. I just wanted to have a quick look to see where he was.
If he really cared about us, he would have made sure his flight was back for this tonight.
But obviously he didn't.
Maybe we could do a quick check-in tomorrow, video with him, see how he's going since he's come straight back and straight into work.
Yeah. Everybody, how's this? He's getting, what is it, like 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, he flies into Melbourne. So they won't be home for however long it'll take. And then he reckons he's going to work tomorrow.
No, babe, I got home from America. I flew in from America. I didn't sleep on the plane at all. Got into Melbourne, got to my car. My car, the clutch fork had broke on my car, so I had to get my car towed. Got the car towed, waited for the car to get towed, Ubered to my house, put on a load of washing, changed into a suit, and went to Oaks Day to entertain customers for the day. And then got home at 10 o'clock at night, woke up at 5:30 in the morning the next day and jumped on my push bike and rode to work because I didn't have a car.
That's commitment.
I'm getting too old for this stuff.
It was not a good place, that's for sure.
Yeah. If I was flying in on a Friday, there's no chance I'd be
I would have taken the extra day off as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I was sitting in LAX doing work on a public holiday.
Jeez.
My
Oh,
boss
were you
was
an
an asshole.
Oh, what? You couldn't claim it back?
No, I got because going by my time, it was still work day, but it was actually cup day. But I wasn't in Melbourne, and my boss was an asshole, so he doesn't work with us anymore.
That's good.
Well, that's okay.
That's all right then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all good. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
The reports on the new regulations for 2026. Like I've seen
What's
I
going
found
on
a couple
here?
of extra ones. I found a couple of extra ones.
Tell
as
me
well.
more.
Okay. Tell us
This
first.
is Bobby's Tech Corner.
I've been very distracted this week on other motorsport things, so I'm a bit behind on Formula One.
You've been dealing with supercar tech stuff.
IndyCar is not on. What are we watching?
Yeah.
NASCAR is the NASCAR Cup Series finished yet?
I think it is, isn't it?
No, it's still going.
Is it?
Yeah,
I haven't watched
think
the
that
race.
we've got a couple of
When
They've
does that
got another
finish?
400 races to go.
Oh, that's normal.
no,
right.
they're in the playoffs. I think.
Yeah.
They actually go to
Yeah.
play. Okay, that's how long. Okay,
Yeah.
forget. All right. Now let's talk the good stuff. Formula One. So, one of the first things I found, fuel tank will be, instead of carrying 100 kilos of fuel, they'll be down to 70 kilos of fuel.
Okay.
So they're gonna basically got to make their engines more efficient.
Yep.
They're reducing the width of the car from. Do I use centimeters or millimeters? Anyway, from 200 centimeters down to, I'll use centimeters. 200 centimeters to 190. So making the car slightly narrower. That's was it that much? Anyway, the wheelbase, the 20 centimeter wheelbase reduction. Not sure how much of an effect that's going to make, but from 360 down to 340, we'll see what happens.
Yep.
The big one, the 40% reduction in downforce.
Yep.
That will be big.
Is that are they planning on that just all like visible downforce, or is that a combination of like underfloor and
no
visible?
From what I found, there was nothing in terms of how the split was going to be, but all they said was a 40% reduction in downforce total.
Because I'd like to see
the visible or the ground effect.
40% out of the visible stuff.
Okay, so
so the ground effect's more powerful because that's a cleaner downforce. It is a cleaner more. It doesn't get as affected by the dirty air. So.
They'll work it out. The FIA will work it out however it's going to be, and also
and then Red Bull will make it so it's only like a 10% reduction.
Yeah, exactly. Adrian Newey, sorry, you mean do that. We all know the MGU-H is going to be phased out.
Yep.
And the MGU-K unit will triple in power.
Sweet.
So we're going from 120 kilowatts to 360 on the electric motor.
Okay.
So that's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Imagine the torque on these things with 360 kilowatts. So you got to think as a curve thing in regards to that. So these things are going to be monsters.
Yeah.
The problem is
that's heaps better.
That's heaps better. So it's going to actually make it a little more harder for the driver to actually drive the car as well.
Yeah.
Once that electric motor kicks in with at the same Rob's riveted by this conversation right now.
I'm also really hungry.
Well, that's true. With the instant, so imagine how much torque that 350 kilowatt or 360 kilowatt electric motor is going to produce on top of the engine torque as well. So you're going to have this fat torque curve right in the middle of that, in that rev range. It's going to be, the car's going to be a lot more handful.
They should put skinnier tyres on too.
Well, we did the fat tyres a few years ago.
Yeah.
To make the cars look cooler, which I'm all for. But the problem was then we made the cars fatter.
Yeah.
so the tires didn't look any bigger.
Well,
Yeah.
if this goes, if the car gets like slightly small, slightly
Yeah.
slightly thinner,
But-
slightly shorter, maybe the tire difference might make a difference. There
Yeah,
might be a difference.
I'd prefer to they
Go
should be
slightly
cutting 200 mil out of the width, not 100 mil. They should be, really.
I reckon it probably should
yeah.
be more like that too. It should be down to one.
Yeah.
It should be at least 1.8.
Hmm.
That's almost like the car lane, isn't it? A Formula
Yeah.
One car should fit in a standard car lane.
Yeah, and then also, fuck them, just drop the weight from whatever it is now, like 1.5 ton, and just go, okay, now minimum weights, even like say 650 kilo.
I think they're going to try and
And
drop
then-
it down to about 733 again.
When they all like, oh, my car's overweight. Well, suck it up, princess. Fix it somehow.
Fix it. Don't put paint
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
Just put stickers
that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
on. Have bare carbon fiber,
yeah,
like they did at the start of the year.
yeah, or just design it fucking lighter. Like
Exactly. Make
take
the
some of
material-
the reliability out of it, and
Mhm.
try
You can reduce.
try and build it lighter. Like
Yeah, for sure.
rather
There's
than
other ways.
it's hard, I can't do it. Oh, we'll make the minimum
Oh, they
weight
can
like
do it.
5 kilo more or 10 kilo more. Like, yeah. Now we got these big, fat, heavy, stupid things. Like we may as well have Indy cars.
Everybody has the same car.
Yeah, if we're gonna have a big, fat, open open wheel car,
Yeah.
you may as well just be done with it and have Indy cars. Like Formula One shouldn't be that fat.
Yeah.
No, it shouldn't be.
So
I gotta- I
shut up,
remember
Toto.
when
Make
they
them
had the-
lighter.
No, you remember back in the day there were when they were the top speed bullets when they were like really long and narrow. Back in the day, and although
Yeah.
technically, if you look at it now, the size difference between the Formula One cars, even going back to even the 90s versus what they are now, it's crazy.
Yeah, even mid 2000s.
2000s, yeah, they were a lot smaller
Yeah.
as well, man.
Yeah. They've got massively fat over the last, basically since the hybrid rules came in, and then they did the stupidly like, oh, we're going to put fatter tires on it, so the
But then
cars
they made
look
the car so
cooler,
much fatter.
and then they made the car, so the tires were still the same as a what's it called, like the perception
Looked
was
exactly
that
the
the
same,
tires were still the same size.
but they
Yeah.
weren't.
Mm.
So imagine
'Cause
if they
those-
kept
Yeah, whatever it was, like the 2016 cars or whatever, when they were testing the fat tires on them,
Yeah.
it
That
did
was
look
awesome.
cooler. And then the 2017 cars, when they were fatter, it's like, what have you done? You just made
exactly.
the car too big for Monaco. And then you whinge, oh, Monaco's not big enough. Well,
Well, make the
Yeah.
car smaller again.
exactly. Well, it has made the racing probably seem better at some of these tiltodromes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's just because the racing's shit everywhere else. So,
I think so.
yeah. Having said that, Suzuka actually produced a good race, and that's
Yeah,
not a
definitely
big,
good.
fat
Yeah.
tiltodrome
No.
track. That's
No.
actually an old school, yeah.
But
Skinnier.
Suzuka's always been that. But Suzuka's always been that sort of track. It's just it makes the drivers work. They get tired. They're going to make mistakes, and
But you can
Because of
also
that.
set up passing there as well.
yeah, you can. It's got it like
Yeah.
it flows. There's a flow
Yeah,
to the track.
but you can take some different lines and stuff, like
Exactly.
through the S's at start, things like that. You don't have to be
Well, you
like
where
follow
was it?
the leader.
hairpin. Even cars
Yeah.
going around the hairpin, you could see some people taking the
Yeah.
inner line and some people taking the outer
Yeah,
outer line. So it was actually good.
that's it. So
But
anyway,
yeah,
at
hopefully-
least they're trying to do something to make it
Make
better.
them slightly smaller.
Yeah.
If they're a lot more smaller, I reckon, like you said, they had to take at least if they took at least 20 or 200 millimeters out of the car width,
Yeah.
and possibly make the car about 40 millimeters shorter. But then,
Yeah.
of course, it's going to, I don't know whether or not the taller drivers will then complain that they haven't got enough space, but who
Well,
knows?
yeah. I mean, it's hard, but these
gotta
are
have-
issues that you've had in the past. So if
They'll work it out.
that's it. You
But also,
either,
there's the mandated safety features that they have to have on the car as well.
yeah, but that's fair enough. You've got to have that kind of
You got to
stuff.
make it safer.
But
Yeah,
when when it was a bit more open on the weight stuff and that, like
yeah,
they were, say your mid 2000s,
yeah.
some of them were probably running like 100 kilos of ballast
Sure.
in the cars. Like they were that far underweight. So there is obviously the opportunity, but now because the cars are so fat, and then you add all the fuel and everything into it,
Yep.
kind of thing. So it's not as great a
Tight.
percentage. If
Rims
you're,
are
yeah,
rims are heavier, tires are
yeah,
heavier, everything
with the ballast on it, kind of thing. So you've got all of this where you design stuff so it's lifed a lot better and all of that.
Yeah.
Whereas, so you don't have the failures now. If you wanted to take a heap of weight out of it, well, things become more unreliable, which probably adds to the interest of the racing as well.
You would, but then also it adds to the cost, which they're trying to keep down
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, but that adds to the challenge. So you can pull 20 kilos out of the car and be on the weight limit,
Yeah.
or you might be 20 kilos heavier, but you're going to make, and then you've got more budget to say spend on your aero developments, but you might be a bit heavier. So you'd have that trade-off. Like, do I have, like in the old days, do I have to, replace the engine 10 times and spend 10 times the budget on engines, which obviously the engine rules are a bit different now. But that was part of it. Like they were constantly blowing up engines because they weighed nothing.
Exactly. Now the engine.
Whereas now it's a big fat heavy thing, but you only use 3 of them for the year. But say if you say a front wing or whatever, like you're running, it might blow apart because it's made really light.
Yep.
And you might be quicker with it. Or you go, well, I'm not going to risk my front wing blowing apart, but I'll have a nice, reliable one, but I pay, the penalty in weight. Yeah. But then I might have $1 million to spend somewhere else during the year because I haven't blown up front wings falling apart because I've made them too light.
So it's a balancing act. Some teams have got it right. Some teams have got it wrong. We'll see what happens.
And that's like I'd prefer to see a bit more of that.
The old school,
the old school kind of jeopardy on it,
exactly.
where you have like McLaren building a ridiculously light car, but they cannot finish a race.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens. We shall see.
So yeah,
but it'll keep it interesting. Like I said, they have to make some changes. Although technically this year, apart from Red Bull absolutely destroying it, second to the midfield pack, great racing there still. We're still getting some awesome racing, even in the say Max, and then everybody else. Even podium racing is brilliant.
You take Max out of it, and I think McLaren have won like the last 4 races.
Yeah, and they've got one. They would have had 1-2s.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
Yeah. That's. I mean, where they were at the start of
wins, exactly.
Yeah, and that's if you just put in like another Sergio Perez, who everyone said was brilliant like a year ago.
He's amazing. They should keep him on another 10 years. Carry on.
Yeah, but if you take Max away from it, very, very different championship this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, he'll wrap up the championship in the sprint.
Yeah.
So that'll really put a dampener on the celebrations.
Does that mean he doesn't race in the main race?
No, he'll still race in the main race.
Yeah.
Right now, all he's going to do now is he's going to go for, let's break some records.
Yeah, he's just chalking up numbers. So how quickly can I catch Lewis's records?
Yeah, exactly.
Get him while he can.
Exactly. Get your records while you can, and then
McLaren
knows
is
what's going to happen in 2026.
Yeah.
Or even next year. You never know.
McLaren's coming.
No, for sure. They're actually doing really well. I don't know what happened to Aston Martin. They've just gone. They were going good, and then all of a sudden, boom.
I think they ran out of budget.
Yeah, probably.
I think they probably very front loaded the year,
There.
and there's probably also with some of the stuff that they got in trouble for last year on the budget cap.
Okay.
They spend
Yeah.
it all on their rear wing, then they're not going to be allowed to use anymore.
Is this a new one, or is that
Is
the one
No, that
last
wasn't the
year?
one they did.
What was
no,
that
they did
last
one
year?
this Was that last year?
Yeah.
They did the very flat wing,
No,
They did the one with the
the straight,
weird,
no,
the weird thing, wasn't
no.
it?
The
that had
rounded edges.
yeah,
yeah.
that had the end flaps again.
And,
Yeah.
Yeah, or the end plates that weren't
end
end
plates,
plates. It was just that
Yeah.
you invert the circle or whatever, and then you still get the radius or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
The funny thing, they are going the biofuel as well, aren't they? They're going the renewable fuel in 2026 as well, aren't they? I'm trying to remember from the regs.
oh, you're the one telling the story on the regs.
I'll have a check.
No, you're the reg
Yeah.
master.
Yeah. We'll just sit here and wait while Buffy Googles stuff.
I've already found it. They're talking about engines and that sort of stuff. Decrease of weight. That's about it. Nothing actually about the type of fuel being used. I'll have to check it later. I'll update you guys next week.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll put that in the notes.
Yep.
Let's do that.
I think we basically covered off everything. We got to do
Yeah,
some predictions for this weekend.
We just got to do that. Predictions.
Max.
Predictions.
Apart from Max,
how do you not know how this works yet?
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, like
He's
in
just
my
saying-
head. Yeah, Max will
he's
be first.
He's got to get the Max out of the way.
Yeah.
And then he can do that.
And then we'll put in a couple of McLarens.
So which order? Norris? You want Norris?
Yeah, Norris pastry. So they'll really fuck up this week. And my mate Carlos is doing okay.
Okay, signs. And then
Yeah.
who are you picking for 10?
Liam
Is Liam racing?
in his
Yeah, he's still
final.
racing.
In his
Oh, wow.
In his final Grand Prix.
I'm
No,
very
they reckon-
disappointed.
No, I was hearing something else. They're saying they could extend Liam. He could still be racing for maybe one or two more races because Daniel hasn't healed up properly yet.
He's
That's
just
what I read
no.
somewhere.
He's just no Lance Stroll.
Yeah. they need him at full strength though when he replaces Checo next year.
Well,
All right, Rob.
there was talk if he doesn't make second place that he's probably not going to be in.
Oh wow!
I don't know why you would keep him.
Well, at the moment, there's no reason not to get rid of him.
You
wouldn't-
fired
you wouldn't-
Albon for so much less. Yeah, but if McLaren come out of the box,
Yeah.
at this point, McLaren are going to beat them to the Constructors' Championship next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Purely because the second driver,
Yeah.
they're in all likelihood they're going to be closer. Which
Okay.
that
When-
also means that Perez finishes even further down the grid.
But Daniel was McLaren's Perez.
Yeah, but when he was at Red Bull previously,
Yes.
That was 25 years ago.
still, that's
Doesn't
fine.
matter.
He's an old man now.
Yeah. That's fine. Like Lewis was good like 4 years ago.
Exactly.
He's
And
an old man now. Look at him.
yeah,
Still-
exactly.
He got
And
beat
now
by
he's just
George.
holding on to a dream that he's going to win a 6th world championship.
Just like you, Dave. Just like you.
All right, Rob.
Yeah,
All right.
Let's get
I
your
have a
prediction.
dream.
I have a dream.
Dave has a dream.
Yeah.
Where are they racing?
Qatar.
Qatar.
Circuits. I'm at the circuit. Remember?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go Lando for second.
Yep.
I want to go pastry for first, but let's put him third. No.
No.
We're going George
going
for third.
Russell.
Russell. Signs for fourth. Signs.
Yep. And 10th. Yuki.
I'm gonna go Albon.
Ooh, okay.
I was gonna say Lawson, but Dave's already there, and don't want to mix and match.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to just copy me.
Yeah.
All right. I'm doing mine. I'm going Piastri for second. We shall go Hamilton third. I'll put Leclerc as fourth.
Leclerc. Let's go. Let's see what Sportsbet want. Who's going to win
And-
Bathurst?
I got one. I got to do 10th, and I reckon 10th. You know what? I'm going Ocon again. Bloody
Depends
hell,
on the
Alpine.
odds as to who I'd bet on. For
Alpine team orders cost me at Japan.
Lando and Sergio are paying $13 for Qatar.
Mm-hmm. What about Piastri?
17.
Oh, really? Okay. What about top three? Do they have a top three market or not? Podium market?
No, not at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Piastri for a podium, I reckon, would have been a good value.
Do I put?
Gamble responsibly, people.
Yeah,
Had to be said.
don't take any of my betting advices whatsoever. If you don't like money, come see me. I can sort you out.
All right.
Help.
I can give you Matt's predictions for this week as well. While we're waiting, Rob.
Yeah.
He put our favourite Mexican at for finishing second.
Yeah.
Hamilton to finish third.
I
Piastri
know all about Mercedes.
Piastri to finish fourth. Piastri to finish fourth, and he's got Yuki for 10th. So that was his picks. So, yeah, like I said last week, Rob, we both came close. Your guy finished 11th. My guy finished 9th. Technically, he should have finished 10th, but thanks to Alpine team orders, that cost me. Saying no, you had to give the spot back.
Oh, well.
No one wants to spot.
Well, you still, Matt. Well, technically, the standings are. I'm on 21 points. Rob, you're on 18, so only 3 points behind.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, you're on 12, and Matt's on 11.
I plan on being in front by 8 points after this race.
You reckon?
Beating
After
that.
Albon finishing 10th.
Yeah.
Just on the betting, if you're looking for a safe bet for Bathurst, Brody Kostecki and Dave Russell at $5. The outsider one, that's for the win.
Okay.
The outsider, I'd go Dave Reynolds and Garth Tander for $18.
Okay.
Garth Reynolds.
Do they have a top three market? Well,
No.
do they have a podium market?
They have podiums.
Okay.
As well.
What is SVG?
SVG's paying $2 for the podium.
Okay.
$4 on Sportsbet.
Oh.
No, that's for the win.
Oh yeah, I don't have podiums on here.
Yeah, they've got podium.
Where?
Go further down the page.
Don't tell me the F1 podiums would have been further down the page as well. Then
It's not on mine.
Win. $31 for Craig Lounsade Goddard or Matt Payne and Kevin Estre would be the where you start getting into the bit of an outsider, put a buck on that kind of thing.
no, that's a 50 cent each way.
Craig Lowndes?
Yeah, Craig Lowndes would be, you
put a
long
dollar
odds.
on it.
Kai Allen at $71 for the podium.
Okay, that's worth $1. You put $1 on that.
That's
Allen, really?
his today. If Simona can keep that on the lead lap,
Oh yeah.
they might actually cause Lowndes and Goddard some double stacking issues.
Oh yeah, they would because they're sharing the same kit.
Where was Kai Allen? Was
What's the chance of Del Silvestro winning?
they won't win,
No.
but Kai Allen was 4th in co-driver run today. If they have things just fall kind of right,
Yeah.
their biggest issue is they're going to have to double stack behind Lowndes and Goddard though,
Yeah.
as well, because they have to share the pit burn with them. So if there's a late race safety car, chances are because of De Silvestro, they're going to be the second car on that
second car. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put $5 on them because it's $1,200 I get back if they do.
Is that for the win or is that for the...
Yeah, that's for the win.
Oh wow.
They won't win.
No, they won't.
But
None of the ones I put bets on will win.
Yeah.
Because that's how my life goes.
That's how yours
Yes.
works.
That's at Shane Van Gisbergen at Nashville. Nashville?
Was it Nashville?
It's Chicago.
No, was it Indy? Wasn't it?
Chicago. Yeah.
Chicago.
No, was it Chicago?
Chicago.
Yeah. That was paying big money, wasn't it, for the win?
Yeah, I got some good returns from that one.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, that. God, I don't have many wins. I got $150 back from that.
Oh, nice.
Very
Okay.
nice money. Yeah.
Always good.
Well, my favourite is still Max Verstappen at the Australian Grand Prix. I put $5 down and got $6.80 back.
Hey.
Yeah.
What was it? Also, don't have to wait for next week. There'll be 100% high. There'll be 100% sustainable fuel in 2026.
Let's change the time.
Well, that
No.
wrecks all of our excitement waiting for next week.
No one has any reason to log in next week now.
Yeah.
No, there will be. I'll bring in some. I'll write some random facts about F2 and
I'll
F3.
just update the title in the notes here to Bubby ruined next week.
But by next week, it'll be this week.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Bubby ruins every week.
Well, I won't be on next week.
We kind of tied we've gone well off track, and we've kind of tied everything up. We've covered off all the notes. Without Matt here, we can still go off track and cover everything in the notes.
I know exactly. Matt just asks, I don't know what is it with Matt. I think he's just his weird and wonderful questions.
He's that kid who distracts everybody else in class.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've distracted it. We have distracted ourselves, but we can still keep it in less than an hour.
Yeah.
We could
Whereas
we could go through what pizza shop I'm going to order pizzas from.
what
I
are
don't
the
know what's in your
options?
area.
Yeah, but you're
So
going to
many.
order some weird pizza anyway.
It's going to be a vegetarian one anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I bet you don't even get it with pineapple.
I do. I fucking love pineapple on pizza. I get
Oh, that's
margarita
okay
pizza.
then.
I get
That's
margarita
okay.
pizza with. I get margarita pizza with pineapple on it.
That's okay. I forgive you a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
At least he puts pineapple on a pizza.
Yeah.
Well, most barbecue chickens come with pineapple on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind a
They're
bit
the
of
bomb.
barbecue chicken with the
Barbecue
pineapple.
chicken,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Well, that's the main. That's the main
Au-
meat pizza I have to eat at
Aussie
work.
meat lovers, Hawaiian. I'm not fussy.
Certain.
This was a few
Only
weeks
the
ago.
I'll have
pizza
the old
shop.
garlic pizza.
I love a good garlic pizza.
Yeah. Just don't get too many kind of vegetables on there.
No more than 3 toppings.
3 toppings.
Oh, I don't mind a bit of a meat lovers or whatever where there's
Ooh.
Too much.
a bit
There's a
going
nice
on
pizza
there.
shop near my. There's a pizza shop near my place. There's a really good meat lovers halal version.
Maybe one day I'll have you over here and I'll make pizzas for you in my mini commercial pizza oven. I'll send you guys a photo later. Just to show you what
Could we do that for a live?
live
I mean,
pizza.
this is already live, but when we finally do one where we're all in one room.
Why don't we do Vegas?
Which Vegas?
Yeah, that's a Sunday afternoon, 5 p.m.
Oh, we're not flying there.
No, we can't fly there.
No,
Oh.
I have heard though. I think it was on Hinch and Rossi this week.
Yeah,
They were saying that one of their mates had been offered a hotel room, which came with 2 tickets for the race. But that was it. Like, you got the hotel room, 2 tickets for the race. Guess how much?
I did listen to that, but I can't remember.
$24,000. So it's $12,000 a ticket.
Holy crap.
Then a couple of months later, they rang up and he said, "Yeah, I'd like to go, but I can afford it, but no." Then a couple of months later, they rang up and said, "Hey, have we got a deal for you? You know how we said 24,000? Well, the price has dropped now; it's $18,000." And he went,
Jeez.
"Although tempting, that's still $9,000 a ticket. No thanks." And then, like a couple of weeks ago, they rang and said, "You know how we said 18,000? Have we got a deal for you? It's
Let
now
me guess,
12,000.
15.
Well,
12?
12,000 apparently."
Yeah.
$6,000.
And he said, "You know what? You got to ring me in a couple of weeks and offer it for me like half price again." So no thanks.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I think they're struggling to sell them.
Of course
I
they
think
are. Those prices, it's freaking crazy.
No, I think they overestimated how big a fan base it was with that kind of budget to buy tickets.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
And I think
Because
It's nuts.
I think the celebrities are only going to go to one race a year.
Exactly.
yeah. Well, that's the
three
thing.
there.
And you've probably got people that have spent, say, $4,000 or $5,000 on a ticket at Miami and then gone,
I'm not going to spend that much in Vegas.
even if you're stupidly rich,
Yeah.
that's still a big chunk.
Yeah.
Like,
Is Coda more affordably priced?
100%.
Yeah.
But Coda's it's essentially like going to Winton in comparison.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
going out
like-
to the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coda's. I'm not sure. I think it's about an hour out of Austin, or it's it's not that far out of Austin, but compared to like Miami and Las Vegas are in the town, like it's an event.
Okay, that's understandable. Circuit of the Americas. I'm just having a look. No, it looks like it's less than an hour. It's like 30 minutes out of Austin.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's still better than Winton. It's still better than Winton, where you have to travel 2 hours, 2.5 hours just to get up there.
In comparison, though, if you're a celebrity and you're talking about going to a Grand Prix to be seen,
Yeah, you'd be Miami or Vegas.
Yeah. There's
Austin's
no
not-
chance you're going to Coda. Yeah.
The only
You'd
ones
probably
going there are the fans.
you'd go to Monaco
Oh, that's true too.
before you'd fly over there and all that before you went to Coda.
Well,
Like
it's
if you're-
funny that
yeah.
Steve Carell actually was at Zandvoort.
Yeah.
That was actually
Which
that was interesting. He chose out of all the races he chose. He goes, "I'd rather go to this one because there's going to be less. There'll be less celebrities, and I'd rather enjoy the actual experience than actually."
I'd prefer to be the biggest celebrity at Zandvoort than just be
Zandvoort at the random. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you got to compete with DJ Khaled at Miami.
In Miami, I'll be at Vegas. I guarantee you, he'll be at Vegas as well.
Yeah.
I
Well, he's got to do Lance's pit stops for him.
Of course.
Yeah.
Is the driving lineup finalized for next year, or was that Williams still?
Williams and Red Bull still haven't confirmed their lineups.
Okay.
Sergeant to Red Bull.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe Williams should get rid of Albon and get Schumacher in there just so they can spend all their money on repairs.
Repair bills.
All right.
All right.
All right.
I got food on order.
Cool.
I'm
What
done.
did we go with? Cheese
Pizza.
supreme.
Margarita with pineapple. And a
Nice.
garlic bread. Yeah.
And on that note, We'll see you next week.
See
I'll be
you.
here.
Bye.